The apartment felt like it was holding its breath. Emmanuel and Godwin stared at each other like two angry goats ready to fight. Even the rain outside sounded scary. You think I don't see it? Emmanuel shouted. You and Nneka are always laughing. She likes you more than me. You took everything. Godwin frowned. Nneka is not a toy, Emmanuel. She's a person. Easy for you to say, Emmanuel yelled. I helped her carry buckets. I stood in the rain for her. And what did I get? Nothing. It's always you. Godwin stepped forward. What did you do to her that night? Tell me the truth. Nneka shook like jelly. Emmanuel shot her a warning look that basically said, if you talk, but she couldn't hold it anymore. He tried to force himself on me, she whispered. Silence. Then boom. Godwin punched Emmanuel so fast the hair said whoosh. Emmanuel flew back and hit the walls, his lip bleeding. Godwin, stop! Nneka cried, grabbing his arm. But Godwin was shaking with anger. You touched her. You! Emmanuel wiped his mouth. She wanted me to. He lied boldly. What? Nneka gasped. I was screaming for you to leave me alone. The brothers glared at each other, chest to chest, breathing like an angry lion. Nneka stood between them crying, please stop. If you two fight now, this house will scatter. And just like that, everything changed. The happy home that once had laughter now had angers, tears, and one very broken family. The apartment was quiet after the fight, but not the everybody sleeping quiet. It was the something big has just exploded quiet. Godwin sat on his bed. His fists were shaking like a generator with low fuel. His knuckles were red from pushing his own brother. He was breathing fast, fast, like someone who chased a bus and still missed it. Emmanuel sat on the other side, looking like a beaten goat. His lips was bleeding and his pride was crying louder than his mouth. He just kept staring at the cracked floor like the floor would give him answers. Nneka sat between them, her face full of tears. She looked like someone who had cried since 1962. Her hands were shaking on her lap. Then Godwin finally spoke. His voice was low and scary. You can't stay here anymore. The words hit the room bam. Emmanuel's ears flew up. What? You had me, Godwin said. You crossed the line. You hurt me. You hurt her. You cannot live here again. Emmanuel jumped to his feet. So you want to throw me out because of her? Because of one girl? Nneka flinched like his words slapped her. Godwin stood too, his jaw tight. Don't you ever call her one girl. She is a family. She trusted us, and you almost destroyed that? Emmanuel laughed small, a wicked laugh. Family? Don't deceive yourself. One day she will leave you too. Just like Bimbo left me, then you will understand. Enough! Godwin shouted. The sink wall even vibrated. He pointed at the door. Pack your things and leave. For the first time, Emmanuel's proud face cracked like old concrete. His shoulder dropped. His eyes looked wet, but he quickly wiped them because pride. You will regret this, he said quietly. Blood is thicker than women. Then bam! He slammed the door and left. The whole room shook. Silence fell again, the sad kind. Nneka covered her face and cried softly. Godwin knelt beside her and put his hand on her shoulder. I'm sorry, he whispered. I should have protected you. Nneka shook her head. You did. You believed me. That's enough. But they both knew things had changed forever. The laughter, the peace, and the way their little home used to feel warm. It was all broken. As the night got deeper and the rain finally stopped, Godwin and Nneka sat together in the quiet, not sure what tomorrow will bring. Weeks passed, and the apartment felt weird without Emmanuel. No hungry footsteps, no loud shouting, no I'm bigger than everybody's voice. For the first time, the house was peaceful, like a church on Monday morning. But Nneka still woke up at night, shaking like someone who saw a ghost drinking Gary. Sometimes the door would creak and she would jump like a scared cat. Godwin noticed everything. One evening, he came home and saw her sitting on the balcony, staring at the streetlight as if they owned her money. He dropped cups of hot tea beside her. "You haven't laughed in weeks," he said gently. Nneka gave a small smile. "Maybe I forget how to laugh." Godwin's chest squeezed. "Don't worry, we will learn again, together." She looked at him, really looked. His tired eyes, his soft smile, his quiet strength. She wanted to feel safe, but fear still ate her like a tight wrapper. So Godwin became her personal chief happiness officer. He cooked her favorite food. He told silly jokes that didn't even make sense. He played loud music while repairing shoes and forced her to sing along. Slowly, very slowly, Nneka began to heal. She found a job as a sales girl in a small store. Every morning she dressed neatly, tied her scarf well, and left home with a small dose of hope in her pocket. Every evening she came back to Godwin, who always made the house feel safe again. But Emmanuel's absence still stung like pepper in the eyes. Sometimes Godwin would sigh and say, "I wonder where he is now." Nneka would just press her lips together. In her heart, she feared one thing. Emmanuel was not the type to disappear forever. Still, for now, they held onto their small fragile peace. They held onto each other. And slowly, Nneka began to believe that maybe, just maybe, love could fix the things pain tried to break. It was a Saturday evening. The air smelled of roasted corn and smoke from suya stands as neighbors sat outside, chatting, laughing, and trading gossip. Nneka had just returned from work, her headscarf slightly tilted, her eyes tired but calm. Godwin was inside, fixing the sole of a neighbor's shoe while humming to himself. For the first time in weeks, their lives felt normal, predictable, safe. Then came the knock. It was sharp, urgent, three heavy bangs that rattled the weak wooden door. Bah, bah, bah. Nneka froze. Her heart dropped into her stomach. She knew that knock. Before Godwin could rise, the door flung open. Emmanuel stood there. He looked nothing like the man who had left weeks earlier. His clothes were rumpled, his beard unkempt, his eyes wide with sleepless night. He smelled faintly of alcohol and cigarette smoke, but what unsettled them most was the smack plastered across his face, a dangerous mark stretched over bitterness. "Miss me?" Emmanuel said, stepping into the room without waiting for an answer. Godwin jumped up. "What are you doing here?" Is it not my house too?" Emmanuel said, spreading his arms like he held the whole world. "Blood is blood." Nneka pressed herself against the wall. "Emma, please." He looked at her with small wicked eyes. "Oh, so you're looking fresh, huh? Godwin is really enjoying, Abby." Godwin stepped in front of her like a bodyguard from Ikorodu. Emmanuel was ready for drama. He pulled out a paper from his pocket and threw it on the table like he was presenting evidence in court. "Nneka, have you told him the full story, or should I open my mouth?" Godwin blinked. "What story?" Emmanuel grinned like a hungry hyena. "Ask her. Ask her what we shared. Ask her who had her first." "Shut up!" Godwin shouted, but Emmanuel just laughed like a broken generator. Nneka burst into tears. "Godwin, don't listen, please." But the damage was done. Just like that, Emmanuel's return scattered the peace they had been building like jollof rice before rain. By the next morning, the whole street was shaking with gossip. People were whispering, pointing, bending necks like hungry chickens. Something bad had spread overnight. something from Emmanuel. By afternoon, Nneka finally saw why. As she poured sachet water, one woman shouted loudly like she was using megaphone. Nneka, na true say you dey date the two brothers together? Eh? Double decker love? People nearby burst into laughter. Nneka almost dropped her water, her mouth open like "oh," but no sound came out. Two men sitting nearby added pepper. Dem say she carry belle for one, still dey do lovey-dovey with the other. Omo, dis girl get power oo. Nneka's face turned red like a fresh tomato. She rushed home, almost running. Inside, Godwin was pacing like a worried lion. Emma has been spreading stories, he said angrily. What? What stories? Nneka whispered. Godwin rubbed his forehead like he was trying to erase the words. That you and him, that you two were together, that you, he stopped, too angry to continue. Eyes filled with tears. You know it's not true. You know. I know, but, Godwin said, but his voice was shaking. Emma's poison had entered his mind. That night, Emmanuel returned again. He walked in like a king of bad behavior. His face still had the bruise from Godwin's punch, but his mouth was loud and happy. Ah, the street is hot too, he announced, dropping into a chair. Everybody knows everything now. No need to hide oh. Get out, Godwin barked. Emmanuel just smiled like a wicked cartoon villain. I am your brother, Godwin. You can't delete me like a WhatsApp message. Then he turned to Nneka. And you? Don't pretend oh, you belong to both of us. Nneka gasped. Her whole body trembled. You are a monster. Emmanuel laughed. Yes, but monsters don't lose, and I'm not done yet. The room felt tight, like the air itself was angry. Outside, the neighbors kept gossiping like they were being paid a salary to spread lies. Inside, Nneka felt smaller and smaller. For the first time, she didn't feel safe, not in the street, not in the apartment, not even beside Godwin, because Emmanuel's wicked words had spread everywhere like poison in water, and the whole world was starting to drink it. The rumors about Nneka grew bigger every day, like pop-off inside hot oil. Women stopped greeting her. Market sellers raised the price of tomatoes just because she asked. People whispered behind her back like mosquitoes. But the worst part? Goswin's eyes. Sometimes they look unsure, like he didn't fully believe her. One evening, after a neighbor said something nasty, Nneka stormed home like a mama tiger. When she opened the door, she almost fainted. Emmanuel was lying on the bed like he paid the rent there. He was even smoking inside. Godwin sat at the table quietly, looking confused and tired. Nneka dropped her bag with a bam. Enough, she shouted. Godwin jumped. Emmanuel smiled like a naughty goat. You think you can spoil my name? She shouted at Emmanuel. You think you can talk nonsense and I will keep quiet? Never. Emmanuel laughed. Who will believe you? I have already told the whole street. Nneka marched closer. Yes, you have been spreading lies like a spoiled akara. But listen to me. Emmanuel, truth doesn't die. Her voice shook, but she kept talking. I never liked you. I never loved you. And I never gave myself to you. The only man I have ever loved is your brother. Godwin froze. Emmanuel's face changed like a swallowed paper. He stood up slowly. Careful, Nneka. You're shouting too much. But Nneka didn't move. She looked like a lion ready to bite. I won't be scared anymore, she said. Inside this house, I speak my truth, and Godwin will decide who he believes. The whole room went quiet. Even the fans stopped making noise. Emmanuel finally eased. We will see, he said, before leaving and slamming the door like he wanted to break it. Nneka's heart thumped fast and she felt stronger. She had finally fought back, but deep inside, She knew the battle was not over. The night was hot. The fan was turning slowly like an old man. Nneka lay on the bed crying softly, her back facing Godwin. Godwin sat at the table thinking hard. For many days, he had allowed Emmanuel's lies to confuse him, but tonight, something changed. He remembered how Nneka cooked for him when there was almost no food, how she woke up early to fetch water, how she made him laugh after long, stressful days, how she looked at him with pure love. He knew her heart, he knew her truth. Finally, he stood up and walked to the bed. Nneka, he whispered. She didn't answer. Nneka, look at me. She turned slowly, her face full of tears. Godwin touched her cheek gently. I have been foolish, he said. I let Emmanuel confuse me. I forgot who you really are, but not anymore. Her eyes widened. I believe you, he said. From today, I will choose you, not Emmanuel, not gossip. You. Nneka burst into tears again, but this time happy tears. Godwin pulled her closer. Mind was made up. When Emmanuel returned, things would not be the same. Everything was about to change. The next evening, kaboom! The door flew open like a rocket. Emmanuel stormed in, eyes red, hair messy, smelling like a bar. Godwin and Nneka sat on the bed holding hands. For once, they didn't scream or jump. You think you can choose her over me? Over your own brother, Emmanuel yelled, pointing like a mad person. Godwin stood tall. Yes, I chose her. Always. Mana's face turned like a red tomato. She's the cause. She's ruining our family. Nneka slowly stood, eyes blazing. No, Emmanuel, you ruin your soul with lies, jealousy, and nonsense. Emmanuel lunged at her, but Godwin shoved him back. Crash! The table fell over with a huge bang. Don't you touch her, Godwin shouted. Emmanuel staggered up, his voice shaking. So? It's what then, huh? Godwin's chest puffed. If protecting her means fighting you, then let's go. The brothers glared like two bulls ready to fight, while neighbors peeked through windows, whispering like excited monkeys. Finally, Emmanuel spat on the floor, muttered, You will regret this, and stormed out, slamming the door so hard it shook the whole room. Nneka hugged Godwin tight. He's crazy, she whispered. Yes, Godwin agreed, and he's not done yet. The apartment felt heavy after Emmanuel left. Even the walls seemed to whisper his lies. Nneka sat on the bed, hugging her nails. Godwin, I can't stay here anymore. Everywhere I look, I see him. I need to breathe. I need a fresh start. Godwin's heart sank. Where will you go? She shrugged. I don't know yet. The next morning, her phone rang. It was her mom. Nneka, come home. We must talk. Tomorrow. Nneka turned to Godwin. Mama wants me to come back home. I will be leaving tomorrow morning. Godwin nodded, though his heart hurt. I will take you to the station. Her hometown welcomed her with dust road, smell of soup, and familiar voices. Her uncle told her, There is a job in South Africa. It's a real chance. You can start over. Nneka's eyes sparkled. South Africa? Yes, it will be hard, but you can do it, her uncle said. Her heart jumped. Finally, hope. 2 days later, she returned to Lagos. She held Godwin's hand, trembling. I'm leaving. I'm taking the job, she said. Godwin's face fell. Do you have to? Yes, for me, for my future. I can't stay here fighting ghosts. Godwin nodded, swallowing his tears. He helped her pack, bought her clothes, shoes, even a small handbag she loved, hiding his heartbreak every time. The night before our departure, they went to Babbage. Waves splashed, sand squished between their toes. Nneka laughed for the first time in weeks. They had jollof rice and grilled fish at a small restaurant, holding hands, trying to store every moment in memory. Back in their room, they hugged one last time, whispering everything their heart wanted to say. Morning came too soon. At the bus station, Godwin carried her bag. Promise me you will be happy, he whispered. I will try, Nneka said, holding his face, and I will never forget you. The bus moved. Godwin stood there, waving, tears rolling down his cheeks. Lagos swallowed her up, leaving only memories behind. South Africa was huge and cold, but full of hope. New streets, new job, new life. Every night she called Godwin. Nneka, he said one night, you won't believe it. Emmanuel is different now. How? She asked, curious. Lost his job. People avoid him. Neighbors laughed at him. Even his friend. Karma hit him hard, Godwin said. Nneka laughed. Finally, serve him right. He asked about you, Godwin added quietly. And? Nneka asked, sitting back. You are gone, out of the country. He looked broken. Nneka giggled. Broken? Please, I buried him the day I left Lagos. Godwin sighed. I wonder if I will ever forgive him or myself for doubting you. You already did, she said softly. I'm free. And you are my safe place. Weeks later, Nneka phone buzzed. It was Emmanuel. Please forgive me. I was foolish. I can't sleep. I regret everything. Nneka rolled her eyes. Typical Emmanuel, she muttered. Another message. What hurt me most? You didn't even say goodbye. Don't ever be with Godwin. She typed slowly, like a hammer hitting nails. Emmanuel, you are so dead to me. Then she blocked him. Bam. That night, she called Godwin. We need to stop everything. I need to start fresh. Alone. He was shocked. Nneka, but I love you. It's not about him, she said. It's about me. I need freedom. They argued, cried, and talked for weeks. Slowly, Godwin understood. He pulled back, letting her heal. Nneka started a new life, far from lies and ghosts. Godwin prayed for her happiness. She breathed freely for the first time in years. Godwin also moved to another house, rented a small shop making and selling shoes. He was very good at it, so it was easy for him to attract lots of customers. He buried all the past with love and focused on his work, hoping the future would be a bright one. Hi, sweethearts! Thank you so much for watching my story today. I really appreciate every single one of you. If you loved it, smash that like button, share it with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe so as to support me. I also want to hear from you. So please drop a comment below and tell me what you think or which story you want next. Thanks again for being part of this journey. See you in my next story. I love you. Bye.